Howdy folks, you're watching another adventure with Cookie and a Cowboy. Hey, today's mission, we're on a cast and blast, or a catch and cook, or a general foraging mission. I didn't bring anything to eat today. Yeah, I got the old trusty shotgun, grouse season's open, got the fly rod, grasshopper season's on, maybe some brookies, and looks like the berries are on. So once you cinch that saddle down tight, hop in a pirate boat, we'll go see if we can round us up a little bit of grub for dinner. So I think the general plan today, we're up here about midday and it's on a big holiday. Tons of RVs and ATVs. So I think what we'll do is we'll work our way over to a couple of creeks, see if we can find some brookie or some small cuts to add to the table. While we wait for the crowds to thin out and head home. And then that'll give me the evening to try and chase these grouse up in the berries and the trees, and when they start to move around and get a little more active. Didn't get over to the stream yet. I'm just stopping every once in a while and checking out what it looks like, maybe some birdie cover. And there's a little bit of a stream down this little ravine the road crossed, and some old berry bushes. I don't see any berries on them, but it's definitely birdie looking. I'm just going to check it out real quick. These look like old thimbleberries, but I'm not seeing any berries on them, but that's definitely good habitat. And there's just tons of mature pines up in here that they could be roosting in, which is generally what they're doing this time of the day. Sometimes I can spot them, but you can hide a lot of birds up in there. Yeah, this is beautiful habitat for grouse. But sometimes the best way midday like this, when they're not actively feeding, is if I can just sit still and listen. Make them a bit nervous. Sometimes they'll just rustle around up in a roost in a tree, or I'll hear them down in the grass, pick them up that way. Some mushrooms down here. I make it a habit never to harvest mushrooms for two reasons. One, I don't really like the taste or the texture. And number two, I don't know the types enough not to get killed by them. So I always like to say hello to them and then goodbye. All right, I just jumped a grouse up here ahead of me. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on film. I'm going to have to sneak up and get him. I'll show it to you after if I can get him. I got him. There's one for the table. Oh, it's a steep little spot right here. He's right over there in them berry bushes right along the creek. I'm going to go slow though, because where there's one, there's often two. So that grouse is sitting right over there along the creek, but wow, this is just fantastic. Grouse country up above me, so I definitely got to go slow. There'll be more here. And here he is, right over this tree. It's going to be a young one. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be some good eating right there. That is a young rough grouse, and that is going to be fantastic eating. That is a great way to start the day. Way to start the grouse season. Nice young rough. That's going to be fantastic over the fire, or maybe even take them home to Cookie. She loves to eat them. Check out the size of them shrooms. Got them in comparison to my bird. Like I said, don't care for the texture or the taste or to die. But if you happen to know what that is, and if that's edible, you can educate me. I'll flip the bottom over. My father-in-law is probably going to look at that and go, you are a dingling for not grabbing them. Them's delicious, but somebody else will have to figure that one out. I heard another one jump, but it is so thick here I couldn't see where it went, or even really where it came from. I got to just go slow and hopefully see them moving so I can kind of pinpoint them, but they're definitely in here. Oh. Nope, is that a grouse? What is that? Nope, just a bird playing with me, acting grouse, trying to trick me. There's definitely more in here. I heard at least one more moving out, and I just can't bust him up. I need a dog to get him out as thick as that stuff is. Got some cows up in here, and I come from a ranching background. I'm not going to go spooking them out of their feeding area where they're watering, so I'm going to start turning myself around and go down the other side. And only brought 4 shells in my pocket anyway. There's plenty of time, and I want to make sure I get over that creek and get a couple of trout too. And, well, that was a perfect little walk to start the grouse season off with. My first grouse of the year. Nice young rough. He'd be great on the table. Yeah, I know there's more up in there. That's just beautiful birdie cover. Dog would have found them, but most likely they're roosting. And come evening, a couple guys with dogs came in there. They'd probably get themselves a limit. Great little spot. But I need to get on to where I was gonna try some fishing first, and we'll get to grouse hunting a bit more later. Okay, we got us a little stream behind us. Never fished it before. We got the old 3-weight fly rod and a couple hopper patterns and a few of my favorites, elk caracatus and a renegade, and we'll just see if we can't get us something to add to the dinner menu. I didn't even throw on my rubber boots for this. That's a dangerous decision in willows and beaver ponds, but we'll get her done. Okay, got one that quick. About my second cast. Looks like a little cutthroat, a little teeny tiny cutthroat. Got one. Another one right there. This little hole, man, it's so shallow I can see the bottom. There's a bunch of little cuts in there. Fun stuff. Oh, that was a little better one. Here's a great example why I should have worn my rubber boots. Actually, instead of jumping over there, I think I'll go around it. Take the risk of running into a beaver hole or something. Impaling myself on a punji stick. But without my rubber boots, I don't really want to get my feet wet because I want to be dry for grouse hunting. Ooh, look at that hole. Won't have a fish. Got him. Got him. Oh, what a hoot. There's so many little cutthroats in here. Every tiny little ripple's got one in it. A couple that are decent enough I could take them home and cook them. I guess technically I could cook any of them, but I'd like a little bit bigger, more of a mouthful than that. Chung, chung, chung. That's how graceful I am these days. But did you see that? I didn't fall down. Sweet. Every cast, but they are so small, but every cast. Another one. Well, that was a hoot. Bunch of little cutthroats in there. I didn't keep any of them. They were all a bit smaller than I wanted for my dinner. We may try another spot or two, but I think we better turn our heads back to grouse. I'm gonna go ahead and breast this first grouse out. It's getting pretty hot in the back of my truck. Pretty warm summer day, or end of summer day, I guess, but I don't want that to spoil. I'll just keep the carcass with it, so if I get checked it, I've got some proof of that. Yeah, I just got him peeled back. Got a couple in there that I'll have to watch when I eat. Pretty good shape. Looks good. Any old Gerber. Two nice breasts. We'll get them just rinsed in the water and in a bag, and I got a little cooler with some ice. All right, you got me. I just couldn't help myself. The stream just looked so good as I was driving up further past it. I thought, I just got to try it. Just a few more casts. Just a few more. And then on to hunting them grouse down. And on the first cast, or not even a cast, just a little drop and drift like I had a 10-currer rod under this little bank. There he is. Oh, that gummit. That's fun. There's another one out of this little beaver pond right here. So let him go. All right, that was a ton of fun. We could do that all day long and maybe only get 1.5 pounds of fish total. They're pretty small, but they didn't know any better. They thought they were big, and it was a lot of fun. But I got to get grouse, and I ain't gonna get dinner on the table, so time to put the fly rod away, pick up the shotgun, head back up. Well, I think I found another real birdie looking place. Not too far up from where I was fishing. Real similar setup as the last time. Well, this has got a little more water in it, but there's two types of grouse we could potentially find hunting today. Rough grouse in this kind of area we're at's the most likely, which we already picked one up. And then I call them a pine grouse. I'm not sure if the correct name's a dusky grouse, but they're more high elevation. If you ever get the chance to chase these birds, locals call them fool's hens, both types. That's because they have a habit of walking out in front of you slow, giving you a good look. It's pretty rough walking up on this side here, just so much down timber. I'd like to work that face, but it's just a little too rough to walk, so I'm going to drop back down more to the creek choice today is just a little Harrison Richards single shot shotgun 20 gauge. Pretty short barreled, so the pattern spreads fast. I like this one because I don't feel quite so bad if I beat it up. And I beat it up in this kind of country. I may not have said this, but Cookie's usually along on these adventures, although she doesn't love this kind of walking. But she's had some surgery, has been recovering, and then she got some sort of sinus bug from students at school, and she's recovering from that. So she's been absent for 3 or 4 adventures, but she's anxious to get back in the saddle. We got a big RV boondocking trip coming up. Be a bunch of this grouse hunting and fishing, maybe even some gold panning. That would be a lot of fun. Hopefully she's in better shape for that. Well, couldn't flush one out of that shady side over there, and I was spending all my time dodging punji sticks trying to work through that deadfall, so I broke down and come over onto the open side for the walk back to the truck. Couldn't kick one up out of that pocket there. Beautiful grousey country, but just couldn't kick one up. A little early still. But I need to start working my way back. I'm a long ways from home. I need to get back into some areas a little closer, so when I'm coming out here, it's not pitch black. Alright, so we have traveled quite a ways from where we last were, and we're a lot closer to home now. Okay, there's a rough grouse. Actually, it looks like maybe a dusky grouse down here. I'll see if I can pop him. Well, moving back a little closer into familiar territory definitely helped. I found 2 different duskies. One I couldn't get in on a shot before he got away, and then the other one I hit and wounded, and I tracked him around, or didn't track him. I hunted around where he dropped for a good 40 minutes looking under trees and never could pick him up. Dang, I miss having a dog, but we'll count him against the total. All right, we're back home. It was a grand day, but not too many grouse. Get this one rough. That other blue that I hit and couldn't find. Hunted for quite a while, but I need to make Cookie dinner. That's just butter and seasoning salt in there. Pretty simple. All right, Caleb, I brought you some dinner, some nice rough grouse.
Is that all?
Yeah, I only found one today, and a whole bunch of little fish that were too small to bring home, but give it a try and tell me what you think. Mom's not feeling too well, so she said you could try it out. You tell me what you think. Oh yeah, let's try. What do you think? It is a little chewy, huh?
Yeah.
But not bad flavor.
Yeah, not bad.
Wait, remember what your mom always says. Even if she's sick, then I only bring home one rough grouse and no fish. No matter what your struggles are, there's always something beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I haven't hit a BB yet, have you?
No, but I can't stop chewing it.
It's chewy. Have a drink.